Hey friends, how are you? Hope you're well and you've had a good week. Mine's been not bad actually. Managed to sit out a couple of days in the sun, which was lovely reading. It was just really, really nice. I've had two video chats with friends. One who lives in Singapore, that was yesterday, and it was brilliant. Two hours of book chat, catching up, and it was just brilliant. And then the one on Wednesday was with my sort of sister from another mister in Inverness, in Dingwall, and that was just really nice. We do like a monthly catch up video with a cuppa, and it was just so nice. Just catching up and making sure she's okay, and chatting about books and chatting about lots of other things. That was really nice. And then on Tuesday afternoon, Mum and Dad and I went into a shopping mall, an outdoor one. It's like not in a building. It's buildings like, I think they call them in America strip malls. I think I remember that. On the outskirts of Edinburgh, we went to that. We had to get a few things, and I got some books, which you will see at the end of this video. So yeah, so that's kind of been the week. This morning's been very busy. Made 2 loaves of bread, and made homemade chocolate hazelnut spread, which is delicious. It is so nice, and it's all healthy. It's got no preservatives, additives. It's just like so nice. So yeah, so I've been doing that. So reading wise, it's been a good week this week. 4 and a bit books, so that's not bad. So started off finishing listening to the Merriest Magnolia by Michelle Major. Gave this one 4 out of 5. Really enjoyed it. So this is Carrie and Dylan's story. Now Dylan is the bad boy. Carrie and Dylan used to be together when they were like teenagers, and he was a bit of a wild boy. But he left Magnolia and is now back, and the attraction between them is still there. Carrie and her sisters are trying to obviously improve Magnolia, and it's because it had fallen into a bit of disrepair and stuff like that, and they're trying to bring the economy back, etc. And Carrie's come up with the idea of a Christmas festival. Dylan is back in town because he's bought some property within Magnolia, and he plans to basically revamp it, but high-end market. And it's like Carrie and her sisters and some of the town folk are like, we don't need that. We don't want that. So there's the butting of heads there. Dylan is also now guardian for a teenage boy called Sam. He was Dylan's best friend's son, and unfortunately Sam's parents died in an accident, and Dylan is now looking after him. Sam is a bit wild, but loves art, absolutely adores art, and he ends up helping Carrie with art stuff for the Christmas festival. So it was really good. Some of the banter between Carrie and Dylan was great, and also Dylan and some of the townspeople, because there's one person in particular that was, did not like him as a child. As a teenage boy, things happened, and it was like, sort of her like nipping at him was quite fun. So I actually really enjoyed it. It was nice to be back in Magnolia again, and I really, really enjoyed it. There was a bonus book at the end of it, and that's The Road to Magnolia. And we meet Lily. Now, Lily used to live in Magnolia. Her father is still there. Herself and her sisters have moved away. But her father has had a fall and needs help. And her sisters have basically elected that she comes back to Magnolia and looks after him. And at the moment, Lily is in Los Angeles. She was trying to make it as an actress, but it just hasn't happened. And she's working in this cafe, and the owner is just so sweet, so nice. And the owner's like, something happens, and the owner's like, you just go and have a wee seat, dear, it's fine, no problems. And then she comes to find her, and Lily's in tears, and she explains what's happening. And the owner's like, look, I'll pay for your fare back to Magnolia. And Lily's like, no. And eventually this guy comes into the office, and he's like, I'm driving you to Magnolia tomorrow be ready. And she's like, and who are you? And he's like, I am the owner's like, I think he's like her nephew or something. And this is Garrett. And Garrett is a writer. He's had a book published and it was made into a film. But he's like struggling with his second book, and he owes his aunt basically a favour, and she's called the Favour In. So the short story is like Lily and Garrett on their way to Magnolia, and the road trip, and just them getting to know each other and things like that. It was beautifully written, really sweet story, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I then read The Pearl Sister by Lucinda Riley. This is book number 4 in the Seven Sisters series. I gave this one 4 out of 5. I did enjoy it. It was good. So this is the story of Cece. And Cece is kind of herself and her sister Star, who's in the previous book. They've always been really close, but since Star has sort of gone out to find her family, Cece's felt like left out and just totally afloat. And she decides, right, I'm getting away. And she goes to Thailand, to an island that she's been to before, really likes, and decides, I'm going there for Christmas, New Year. And then she knows that her story takes place in Australia. So we follow her to Thailand, find out the people she meets, etc. And then she ends up in Australia, and we find out, how she's related to a lady called Kitty McBride, who was a Scottish lady that ended up going over to Adelaide. And excuse me. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was slow to begin with, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this. But the more it went on, the more I was like, oh, I need to know what was going on. I need to know what was going on. So really enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing Cece come alive. I enjoyed seeing her become the person she's supposed to be and doing the things that she's supposed to do. It was really good. So yeah, so I was really pleased. I kind of read this chunk on a weekend. And I'm really glad to do it, and I will be definitely, I've got the next ones waiting up there, so yeah, I will. I don't know if I'll pick another one up this month. I might, I don't know. We'll see how I feel, but no, thoroughly enjoyed this one. I then picked up my first book for June on the Range, and that is At the Crossroads by B.J. Daniels. This is the 3rd book of the Buckhorn Montana series. I'm on chapter 13 and I'm really enjoying it. It's been page turning since the beginning. Just absolutely fantastic. Really enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. I then, hold on, I need to check something. Okay, I then picked up on my Kindle Fire The Highlander's Bridal Bid by Nicole Locke. I'm on the kind of the blog tour for this book. I was so disappointed, guys. I gave it 2 out of 5. And I will admit I skipped chapters because it was just, I found it dull. I found the characters just one-dimensional. I couldn't connect with the characters at all. It should have been kind of in my wheelhouse. It was like set in Highlands. It was in like historical Highlands. It was, romance. It should have been honestly in my wheelhouse, but it just wasn't. So we meet Cameron, and he has always liked, I think her name was Anna, and since he was like a child, they were like, there's like, I think 5 years of age difference between them. But she's been hurt by a guy that came to the clan sort of a couple of years ago, promised her the world, and basically didn't deliver because he was promising the world to every other female there was. So she's been really hurt, and she's not wanting to be involved with another man. And Cameron and his brother one night are having a little dram. I think the drams became quite a number of drams. And when they come to in the morning, his brother says to him, oh, let's see who wins the bet. And he's like, what bet? And supposedly they'd bet each other that he would marry Anna and his brother would marry somebody else within X number of weeks. So he has to now start trying to woo Anna, is the only way I'm going to put it. And she's very protective of her younger brother because when he was born, his mother died, or their mother died, and he had like almost like a club foot, but so Cameron has been, helping him in many ways, and you see the wee brother actually blossom and manage things that they never thought he would manage, which was nice. But I have to say that the interaction between Cameron and Anna was like so stilted. It was like, oh. And there was just, I didn't see it. I didn't feel any spark between the two of them at all. It was like, it just wasn't there. So I actually ended up giving it 2 out of 5 because I just so disappointed. But that's the way it goes. There's just, these things happen. Some books are for you, some are not for you, and that's the way it goes. So I then picked up, and this is, I'll tell you about this little purchase in a minute. I then picked up Beach Haven by Tammy L. Grace. This is the first in the Sea Glass Cottage series, and I am not joking, I am devouring this. I am loving every minute of it. It is such a good story, it is. I love the setting. I love the fact that she's doing up cottages and renting them out, and just so what I needed after the disappointment of the Highlander ones. So yes, shall we talk? I tell you, we'll talk about this first. Yeah, I received some money that I knew that I was going to put most of it away. But I've been thinking about getting a Paperwhite for about 6 months now. Don't get me wrong, I love my Fire. I love it for my audiobooks and things like that. And a lot of my review books are through through book funnels. I can only put them onto my Kindle Fire, and that's brilliant, fantastic. But I wanted to be able to, if I wanted to be reading a book on my Kindle, I want to be able to read outside without glare. And I'd been thinking about this for a while. And I say, when this money arrived, I was like, okay. So yes, I bought myself a Paperwhite signature edition, and I have to say I am absolutely loving it. I haven't read With It Outside yet. That's possibly this afternoon's agenda, but it is really good. I like the fact that my eyes don't feel strained after reading in it, and I'm just very, very happy. So this one will be used for books that I get from, say, like BookBub or Amazon, that I will just load onto that, and that will be primarily just for those kind of books. As I say, my Fire I'm keeping that definitely, and it will be used for review books and audiobooks. So really, really chuffed to have both of those in my library, guys. It's really, really nice. I haven't decorated the cover yet. I have some stickers that I want to put on that, but I will wait for a while. So the books that one purchased, I'd ordered 2 and one was a cover buy. Okay, so I ordered this book way back in last September, okay, because I knew it was coming out December. Loads and loads of hassle getting it, and I happened to be in about 3 weeks ago and spoke to one of the guys and said, just checking what I've got in order, and he mentioned this one, and I'm like, I was told you couldn't get it. And he goes, no. I'm like, well, I ordered that way back. Wait. He said, let's see what I can do. I got a phone call the following day going, we spoke yesterday. I'm like, yes. He said, I've managed to order it. He said, I've sorted the problem out. I'm like, brilliant. And that book was All Is Bright by Rayanne Thane. Now, the reason that I wanted this was, okay, let me read. When architect Sage McKnight is asked to renovate a house for former baseball player Mason Tuck, it is the job of her career. Mason, a famous recluse after a life-changing accident, needs his house adapted, and Sage is determined to create the perfect home. It is about renovating houses, or a house, for somebody who's obviously disabled, and from the looks of it is in a wheelchair. I've got a theme going just now, haven't I? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Whether this will be read just now or whether I'll wait, I don't know, but looking forward to that. Then I got another pre-order, The Sister Effect by Susan Mallory, and I am really looking forward to this one. So Finlay McGowan lives a life by rules. Rules give her stability and stop her being hurt, something she needs more than ever after sister's betrayal years before. Sloane McGowan spent her childhood trying to be the perfect daughter and sister, but when one traumatic event derailed her life, she found it spiralling out of control until the fateful day she betrayed the one person she loves most, her sister. I am so looking forward to that. This is definitely a summer read, so yeah, I will be getting to this within the next couple of weeks. And then, as I say, the cover by and what it's about just drew me in, and that is Battle Royale by Lucy Parker. Ready. 4 years ago, Sylvie Fairchild charmed the world as a contestant in the hit baking show Operation Cake. Her ingenious creations captivated viewers and intrigued all but one of the judges, Dominic DeVere. When Sylvie's unicorn cake went spectacularly sideways, Dominic was quick to vote her off the show. Since then, Sylvie has used her fame to fulfill her dream of opening a bakery. The toast of Instagram, Sugar Fair, has captured the attention of Operation Cake producers and a princess. Set. Dominic is His Majesty the King's favourite baker and a veritable English institution. He's brilliant, talented, hard-working, and an icy, starchy grouch. Learning that Sylvie will be joining him on the Operation Cake judging panel is enough to make the famous dour baker even more grim. Her fantastical baking is only slightly more troublesome than the fact that he can't stop thinking about her pink-streaked hair and irresistible dimple. Match. When Dominic and Sylvie learn they will be fighting for the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to bake a cake for the upcoming wedding of Princess Rose, the flower begins to fly as they fight to come out on top. So I am just really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be hopefully a fun read. It sounds really good, and I just hope the blurb is right. One of the topics that myself and my friend were chatting about yesterday was the fact that some blurbs on books sound really good and it just doesn't deliver. It's like totally opposite and of what is actually in the book itself. So that's kind of my reading. As I say, I'll get Buckhorn and the Beach Haven finished this weekend. I think there'll be no problems with getting those finished. What I will start after that, I don't know. I will have to look at the TBR pile and see what appeals. But I probably will go with maybe one of the ones I bought this week. Don't know, we'll see. I might keep the renovation home thing going. So that's kind of my reading. What else am I going to do this weekend? Not a lot really. Hopefully we will get some sun and I'll be able to sit outside. I might grab the deck chair or my lounger and go out this afternoon. There's still wind, but if I can sit in my shorts, even my shorts with a sweatshirt on, I know. But the wind can be quite chilly here on the East Coast, so yeah, so I might do that. TV wise, there's athletics on tonight, so it's Diamond League from Paris, so definitely watch that. But kind of that's it. You're about to get, once I say cheerio, there'll be a bonus cookery video this week. I did some baking during the week of some cookies, so I thought I would just add that in for you as a wee bonus. So I hope you enjoy it. But until my next so know what I'm going to say, please let me know down in the comments down below what you've been reading this weekend or this week, what you plan to read this weekend. Have you got any plans? I'd love to know. I hope you enjoy the cookies, and that if you want them, if you want the recipe, just send me a DM and I'll deal with that. But this time, folks, until my next video, stay safe and happy reading. Bye. Okay friends, I am doing an experiment today. I'm trying to make healthier biscuits, okay, so with less bad things in them, so that we can, it's healthier. So what I've done is I've got, instead of butter, I'm using some plant-based margarine, and I've also used olive oil, because I just want to see what happens. I also have in here half spoon sugar, that's the white stuff. I've only put in half of the amount of sugar for that we should have, and also the same on muscovado sugar. Again, I've done less than half of what we should have in it, because I don't think you don't need it. You really don't need it. So I've got to whisk this lot together, and then I'll start sort of showing you what else I'm going to do. But it's going to be really interesting to see how these hold up and what happens to them. So that's the sugar and the butter, or the margarine and the olive oil. It's going to be very much a very softer mixture, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Hopefully I'll still be able to scoop them up, etc. So to this, I'm now going to add 2 eggs and some vanilla extract and mix that through. Okay, the eggs, etc. are in, and they've been beaten, and as I say, it smells lovely. I have to say, it does smell very, very nice. So I now add the flour, baking soda, and cinnamon. Now what I have done is I have used bread flour, because I know that all that's in the flour is flour. There are no additives, etc., because we get it straight from the mill. So there are no additives, no preservatives. It's just milled flour. So that's taking out that side of the equation as well. So as I say, trying to make these as healthy as I possibly can. So I'm now going to put this in, give it a whisk, and then we add the oats, etc. I didn't beat it because obviously I don't want to make this, it's going to be a runny dough anyway. I don't want to make it even runnier. So to this I'm now adding 3 cups of oats, and I've put in some mixed fruit, so mixed dried fruit going in there. You can put nuts in here, you can put chocolate chips, but I'm going for the mega healthy option. I've spilled, so I need to just put that into the bowl. So that's what it looks like. I see very much a wetter batter, but that's fine. I'm going to scoop some of this out onto baking sheet and baking parchment and cook them off and see what happens. I think what I might try and do is put the rest of it onto some parchment, wrap it up and put it in the freezer so that we've got, it forms a log type thing. So yeah, so we'll see how that goes, but we'll scoop out some of these just now. Okay, instead of using parchment, I forgot we have this really great silicone mat, so we're going to use that. And then I'm just going to use this, it's a smaller ice cream scoop, because we don't really like big cookies. So I'm going to use the smaller ice cream scoop, which is good. It means that'll go further. What I've decided to do is I've just decided to sort of flatten them a wee bit. And then what I think I will do is, so all I'm doing is whack a spoon and just sort of patting it down and just sort of trying to sort of make them a wee bit flatter so they'll bake better. I'm going to put these into the fridge for a wee while, just to sort of see they'll firm up just a little bit. I don't think they will, but we'll see what happens, and then we'll put them into the oven. Right, I've got Ma to come and help me. because if I do this, it will end up all over the floor.
How do you know that when I do it, it will end up?
Because you're more experienced than what I am.
Oh.
So we have both tasted the dough. It does taste very nice. So I've just...
And it's not... You wouldn't think you'd missed out any sugar.
No. I could probably take it down more. What are you looking for? That's... Oh, you're needing that to wait. Right. Okay, so we've weighted down the parchment, and Mum's just put that into a bowl. Whether this is what is going to work, but we're hoping that we can put this onto the parchment and then roll it into like a log shape, and then it means that what we can do then is freeze it, and then when we want more cookies we can cut it. I'm going to stop recording because I think it's going to need both hands on deck at the moment. Right, we decided not to try and roll it because the dough is a lot wetter than normal. So what we've done is we've put it into a slab, and we've decided that the next time we want to do, we'll just cut slices. So we're going to wrap this up, put it in plastic wrap, and then put it into the freezer and leave it there for a couple of months. Whenever we need them, we can just cut some slices off and cook them as we want. So I need to get the plastic wrap, guys. Okay, we've double wrapped it because just to make sure that it was nice and secure. But as you see, we rolled it a wee bit, and we will definitely slab it when we next want to use it. But I'll just put that into a bag now and put it in the freezer, and that'll be that there for as long as we want it, and we can eat it when we need it. Okay, as you can see, they're just out the oven, so really nice. I've gone for a slightly darker colour on them, so that's fine. I'm happy with that. But they didn't spread that much, which I'm really pleased about. Obviously, putting them into the fridge just for 5 minutes really worked. But yeah, so that's what they look like. We'll taste them later on. But if they taste as good as they look, I am going to be very happy. But if you make these biscuits, please let me know. I would love to know. Or how do you make biscuits or cookies as healthily as you can? What do you use to cut down the fat and the sugar, etc.? I would really love to know, because I'm definitely going to be doing it. I want to do a lot more baking that has, is healthy options rather than stuffed with sugar and just preservatives and stuff. That's just not my aim at all. So yeah, so that's that bit of the cooking. There are loaves proving at the moment. They should be going into the oven in the next hopefully 5 minutes, which will be great. Again, but I will let you see them before I put them into the oven. Okay, these two beauties are about to hit the oven, so I'll let you see once they come out. Okay, we're going to try the biscuits now. I'm now going to put a caveat on this. I have been extolling the virtues of half spoon sugar for X number of years now, and thought it was healthy, etc. Until I did a search today to discover that inside half spoon sugar they put aspartame, which is a really bad sweetener. It's like, it's in studies. We watched a program last night. They're in studies that it is causing cancer, heart disease, etc., etc. So from now on, we have made a joint decision. We are not going to use it anymore. We're actually going to switch to xylitol, which is a fruit sugar. So yeah. So from now on, I will definitely be making sure that I'm using like really healthy ingredients. But let's try these.
Nice.
They are nice. Mum's got one as well. They're crunchy on the outside, but nice and soft and chewy on the inside. They are really nice. I would do that. I would do the olive oil again. So these are good. So in any of my videos previously where I've been using half spoon sugar, please ignore it. I will do some research, and I will find some good alternatives that are healthy, and then I'll come back to you and let you know.
Xylitol is one.
But Mum said xylitol is one, but we'll
But it's expensive.
But we will do some research and I'll get back to you. So until next time, bye. I said I'd let you see the bread once it was out. So this is the wholemeal and white mixed, and that is the plain white one. So I'm really happy with them. And if you look over there, that's the biscuits in the biscuit barrel. But yeah, so those are the two loaves I made this morning. So well chuffed.